We are back with the Real Sports Rundown. Thank you. I am your host, Ryan Gentile. Thank you. It's too kind. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, well, I know I've been gone for a few weeks, guys, but, hey, duty calls, right? Had a month off from the place that I was working at because, believe it or not, this does not pay my bills. I wish it did, but it does not. Okay, I work at a Pizza Hut. They promoted me to the assistant general manager of the entire store. So guess what? I've been working 14, 17-hour days for about 2.5 weeks straight. So once again, it's going to be another kind of smashed together show, maybe even a two-parter. We'll see how it goes. But I appreciate all the support. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's get right down into business. And as we found out a few weeks back, Micheal Vick got reinstated to the NFL. Everybody thought that was a huge deal, but the biggest question was what team would take a chance on him. Now, all along I've been saying it's not going to be a small market team or a storied franchise team, okay? It wasn't going to be somebody like Houston or the Chargers or, like Minnesota or anybody like that. I figured it'd be a team like, New England, Philly, the Cowboys, maybe even the Raiders, the Niners, just a big storied franchise where, it'd be easier for them to sell it to their fans because they are, on storied franchises, or even winning teams, okay? Small teams like Tampa Bay and then Carolina, not a good fit. Well, lo and behold, a team took a chance, and it was the Philadelphia Eagles. This changes everything in that playoff picture because now the Eagles are probably the favorites if Vick can return to form, okay? He had his first practice today. He was in uniform out there chatting with Donovan McNabb, getting the system down, getting his football legs back under him. Because now this is going to be the biggest thing. Can he produce? Because if he can, the Eagles are probably a favorite to win the Super Bowl and go all the way. I mean, they did make it to the NFC Championship game last year, lost to Arizona, but with Micheal Vick, they can actually run some kind of wildcat offense if they want to, or they can actually throw Vick in different type of situations that throws the defense off. Now, everybody's saying, you have all these protesters outside. Okay, Vick kills dogs. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm not excusing what he did. What he did was horribly, horribly wrong. But aren't we a nation of second chances? This is what I do not understand. People kill human beings all the time, okay? But they get second chances, okay? Or somehow they get second chances. I don't know how that works. But with Micheal Vick, you need to lay off him, okay? Let him prove himself. Everybody's not giving him a chance, okay? He did his time. He went to prison, okay? He saw the light. He has a great mentor in Tony Dungy, probably like the all-around best mentor you can have, teaching him the way. Andy Reid is not a mess-around type of guy. I mean, he proved that with T.O. He doesn't care. Even with Donovan McNabb, he benched him in the second half of a game. He doesn't care who you are. He will set you straight. So with Vick in this situation, it will work for them because he's in a great environment. He has a good mentor, a good coach, and a good leader in Donovan McNabb. Donovan McNabb is probably the classiest guy you could ever have on your team. Look at it. He plays in Philly. They booed him the day he was drafted. Takes him to 4 straight NFC Championship games. Gets to a Super Bowl. Loses. They still boo him. He still goes out there. He still produces. And is still a class act about it all. Even through all the T.O. debacle that he had to go through. So Micheal Vick is in the great situation right now. Give him a chance. Give him a break, okay? I'm not excusing what he did to animals. I love dogs too, okay? But people are making such a big deal out of this. More than what they need to. He did his time. He needs to make a living somehow. What, is nobody supposed to give him a job? Okay, what if he wants to do construction? Oh, you hired the dog killer, Micheal Vick. Big whoop. No matter where he goes, no matter what he does, he's in the spotlight. His life is ruined forever. Okay, he can never take back what he did. He cannot unring that bell. But you still have to give him an opportunity to prove himself that he has changed. Now, if he hasn't changed, well, guess what? Then you're right. Okay, but right now he's being watched very, very closely. What he did was a mistake. Leave him alone about it. Let him get back to playing football, okay? Give him a second chance. Speaking of Philadelphia, we're going to stick in that seat for a second and move it to baseball. The Philadelphia Phillies pulled off probably a huge trade that changed the entire landscape of the National League. They traded for Indians pitcher Cliff Lee. Now, they were in heavy talks with Toronto about getting Roy Halladay, but Toronto was asking for way too much, so Philly said, screw you. Hey, Indians, what do you think about this package for Cliff Lee? They said, all right, we'll take it. So guess what? Cliff Lee comes to Philadelphia. He's won his first 3 starts. In his first 3 starts, Cliff Lee is 3-0 and hasn't given up more than 1 earned run in each start. Right now, Philadelphia is the odds-odd favorite to probably repeat and be the first repeat champions in baseball since the Yankees did it in back-to-back years of 99 and 2000. So will that happen? Right now, it's looking really good that it's going to happen. And another reason they look really good right now, Pedro Martinez, their signee, his very first game back, goes to Chicago and picks up his first win. Pitched 5 innings, gave up only 3 earned runs, struck out 5. That's pretty good numbers against a good Chicago Cubs team, even though they've been struggling as of late. And we'll get on to more of that of Chicago here later on in the show. But Pedro Martinez looking strong, looking fit. He's looking good. So right now, you have a starting lineup of Cole Hamels, Cliff Lee, and if Pedro keeps pitching the way he's pitching, he's healthy. He hasn't pitched all season long. Come playoff time, he's going to be reared up, ready to go. And then plus you put Jamie Moyer, your 10-game winner, in your bullpen. Now, yeah, he wasn't really happy about it, but the fact that you got a veteran guy like that in your bullpen, if you ever need somebody to eat up innings, you throw Moyer out there, he can pitch you a good 3 or 4 innings, and he's still doing it at the age he's at. I think he's 40-something, and he's still doing it and going strong. So Philadelphia looking really good right now in football with the signing of Micheal Vick. Of course, that's the what if. And then Philadelphia Phillies with baseball looking like, you know what, they're going to repeat. Right now they're up still in the National League Central, even with Florida and Atlanta gaining ground, and the Mets just keep falling further and further down. Okay, well, football season is in effect. Training camp is underway, but now we got to switch it over to college football. That's right, college football is underway. Now, there are so many different scenarios. There are so many different things that you could go and, kind of focus on here. The one thing I'm going to focus on off the bat is the top teams, probably for the national championship, that I think are going to make that run. Obviously, Florida. They're ranked number 1 in these preseason polls. So right now, they're looking like the best team to repeat. However, they play in the toughest conference in college football, and that is the SEC. So will they get it done? Well, they're a powerhouse. With Tim Tebow returning, they can get it done. Now, who's going to battle for them for the national title? A lot of people say Oklahoma. A lot of people say Texas. Obviously, if you can see by this little hat, oh, I looked the wrong way. If you can look at this hat right here, the Texas, baby. I've been a UT fan for a very, very long time. Colt McCoy coming back. That's going to help them out a lot. So guess what? Texas is going to be facing Florida for the national championship. You heard it here first, or at least from me anyways. I'm sure a lot of other people have been saying that, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say you heard it here first. Now, Oklahoma, you're going down against Texas. We did it to you last year. Sam Bradford or not, I'm sorry. Texas is just a stronger team. Oklahoma, you didn't really prove anything to me at all last year. I mean, yeah, you went to the national title game and all that stuff, but you didn't impress me. Okay, you never do in BCS bowl games. Any bowl game you do, okay, you kick ass in the regular season, become bowl season. I mean, where are you? I mean, Texas should have been in that national championship game. They beat you. Now, yes, I know Tech beat them. That's a whole other story. That's a whole other issue. But Texas should have been there, not Oklahoma. But again, that's the past. That's right now. Even, Colt McCoy, Mac Brown, they've even mentioned that stuff, saying, look, that was then, this is now, we're focusing on this season. And right now, Texas is going to be the team to beat in the Big 12 Conference. Florida, the team to beat in the SEC. Sorry, USC. Sorry, Oklahoma. You're not in the running. Even LSU. Sorry, I know I have some friends out there that are LSU fans. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. And also, I mean, this is a great thing for college football right now if you think about it. You have a tight race for the national title and a bunch of teams that are clustered in there. Same thing with the Heisman race. It's going to be the exact same race as last year. Tebow returned. Bradford returned. McCoy returned. All 3 of those guys vying for the Heisman Trophy again this year. I mean, barring like some kind of, drastically fall-off season, which I don't see happening, or an injury. That's the only way it won't come down to those 3 once again. And I'm going to go ahead and say I think Colt McCoy is poised and ready to take the Longhorns to a national title and win the Heisman. So we're going to have a double hook 'em here for the Horns, baby. So hook 'em, baby. Colt McCoy, do your thing, my man. All right, that's going to be it for part 1 of this show. So right now, ready for part 2, and here we